I've seen her work in a few exhibitions over the years and noticed that she was from Leicester. And I thought, why don't I know more about her? You know, why is she so hidden in Leicester? Why we don't have much about, there hasn't been much about her in Leicester. And I honestly kept forgetting about her name. And I thought, there's this embroiderer from Leicester who was really interesting, and I need to come back to her. So I came to her from seeing her work in exhibitions, seeing her embroidery and thinking, wow, this is incredible. It's really amazing embroidery, and it's not well enough known in the textile world. So I wanted to do something about that, really wanted to bring her work back into the textile world, really, but also just be seen more and be recognised more in Leicester for how brilliant she was. I think what interests me is her as a professional working artist. She's really the first ever textile artist, woman textile artist, working under her own name. She had her own gallery in around 1800, which was incredibly unusual and really innovative and really entrepreneurial. And I think that fascinates me, how she managed to kind of create her own way of working, that she didn't have a model for that. She didn't have somebody else to copy. She kind of worked out how to do that by herself. And I think that just gives the impression of a really interesting, focused, driven woman who also produced some really incredible embroidery. You know, she was good at the business side as well as the creative side, which is really inspiring as an artist working today. I think the most exciting thing for me, for other people to see, is the Mary Linwood in person, because they've not been seen that much, and some of the pieces have not been seen in decades because they haven't been able to be displayed. And they're so much more interesting in real life. They're so much more detailed that you don't see in a photograph. And the scale of them, you know, many of them are really enormous. And it's great to have so many of them in one exhibition. It's the first time this many have been brought together since 1951. And I think it's the first time some of these have been in the same room since 1845, probably. So, you know, it's really special to be able to bring those together. But I think being able to explore the details is really important, and that's why coming to see it in person will be a very different experience. And alongside that, I've created various, we've got hands-on pieces, we've got group projects, things that have been made by community groups and by contributors, which you can explore in more detail. And I think that adds another element to the experience of visiting, giving it's not just looking at the embroidery, there is tactile things and things to explore as well, and lots of different stories. So through my own work, so I've made my own pieces in reflection, in response to Mary Linwood's life and story, and each of those tells a different element, explores a different element of Mary Linwood's life and work, and so I've tried to create work where we don't have an existing piece of Mary Linwood. We can't tell the story through Mary Linwood's own work, but we can explore the story. As an artist, I can explore the stories in different ways. And the community group projects are also filling that kind of gap as well, telling extra stories.